Мгм.
Mhm. Great,
Отлично,
guys.
ребята,
Someone
уже
is
кто-то
already
есть.
here.
Это
That's wonderful.
замечательно.
Join the
Присоединяйтесь к
stream.
эфиру. У
Today
нас
we have
сегодня
a very
очень интересная
interesting
тема
topic.
будет.
The
Тема,
topic is that
что мы
we will be
будем
opening
открывать
up to the
возможности,
possibility of
понимать силу
accepting
мастера,
the power of the
понимать свой
master,
дар, потому
accepting
что
your own
тема,
gift. Because
которой
this
я
is
сам
something I
столкнулся,
have faced
и
myself and
хочется
I really
очень
want to
делиться
share it with
с
you.
вами.
I'll say
Здесь
right
вас
away,
прошу
it's
немножко
a bit
другие
unusual field
условия.
conditions today.
Сейчас на
I'm in
Макао,
Macau right now. It's a little
небольшой
tour, you could
турне.
say.
Я его
I'll call it a
называю
honeymoon.
медовым месяцем.
Just a break
Вот,
between practices.
передых между
2
практиками
weeks ago,
на Бали. 2
practice
недели назад
ended in
закончилась
Bali.
практика. Даже
Actually, you
3
could
недели
say
назад,
it was a week
времени
ago, but it
прошло
feels
много.
like a lot of
Вот,
time
и
has passed.
решили пока
So
попутешествовать,
we decided to
потому
travel
что
for a
скоро
while
времени начнется
because soon the season of other
сезоны
practices will
уже
start in
других практик
Moscow,
в Москве,
Baku, and
Баку и
so
так
on.
далее. Ну вот,
So
сейчас
now this important question has
назрел
indeed come
такой
up
уже вопрос,
because
потому
as you
что
can
в
clearly
июте
see,
я
I have published
опубликовал
information in my
в
group on
своей
my
группе, в
channel
своем канале
about my
информацию по
unique
поводу
gift,
своего
my
дара,
profound mastery,
своего
and this particular
мастерства.
topic is
И эта тема действительно
truly very
очень
relevant and
актуальная,
it's been
и
brewing
она
for a
назрела
very, very
очень
long period of time.
давно-давно-давно.
As
Как только я
soon
начал
as I
видеть
truly
в
started
ваших
to see
глазах,
a
в
clear
ваших словах
response in your eyes, in your
отзыв,
very
то,
words,
чем я
what I was
борюсь,
deeply
чем
passionate about,
я
what I
сейчас
am actively
занимаюсь.
doing now,
И я
and
каждый раз
every time I
пытаюсь
try to convey
это
this to
донести
you,
до
my
вас,
dear,
дорогие
wonderful
мои
masters
хорошие
and dedicated energy
мастера,
practitioners, because
энергопрактики,
we are
потому что мы
always
всегда что-то
discovering something truly new
себе
within ourselves.
открываем, да,
Yes,
открываем какие-то
we are opening up
возможности.
new
И
possibilities.
я хочу сказать, что таких людей становится
And I want to
все
say
больше и
that
больше.
there are even more
Когда мы
such people
действительно
appearing in my field
открываем
when
намерение,
we truly open up our
что
intentions,
что-то
when we want to offer
хочется в
something
этом
to this
мире
world for
предоставить
people,
для
for
людей, для
ourselves.
себя. И
And it's
очень
very interesting how
интересно
this
это потом
then develops.
развивается. Вот,
So,
поэтому
hello to everyone
всем
who is
привет,
currently watching the
кто
broadcast.
сейчас в
I
эфире.
am truly
Я
glad
действительно
to
рад
see
всех
and hear
видеть,
you all
слышать. Сейчас,
right
пока
now.
вы в таком
While
формате,
you are in
когда
this
я
format, I
вижу,
can
что вы
see that more
добавились,
of you
то
are
есть
joining.
сейчас количество
The number
растет
of
человек
people in the
в
broadcast
эфире,
is
и
growing,
я
and I
вам
will definitely
обязательно
give
дам
you a chance
возможность
to
снова
speak at the
в
end of
конце
the
эфира
broadcast
поговорить
because
со мной, потому что
feedback
мне
is
важна
important to
обратная
me.
связь.
What I do is
Мне важно
important to
то,
me
чем я занимаюсь,
because I
потому что
do it
я
for you.
делаю это для вас.
I do
Делаю
this
для тех
for
людей,
those
которые
people who
действительно
truly
что-то в себе
discover
новое
something
открывают
new within
и
themselves and
хотят
want to
это
develop
что-то
that new
новое
thing
уже
further.
развивать. То
In
есть
other
мы
words, we
будем
will talk
говорить о
about accepting
принятии
this
этого
gift
дара
and then
и
developing it.
последствия его развития.
I will share
Я
my own
расскажу о
journey
своем пути, потому что
because many
многие,
people who
кто
know me now
сейчас
and those
меня
who will
знает
listen
и
to
кто
this
услышит
broadcast
эфир в
later
записи,
or who have attended
кто
my
был у меня на
trainings
тренингах,
don't know
они
all
не
the
знают
details
всех подробностей,
since
потому что
there hasn't
времени
been
не
time
было
to
об этом
talk about it.
общаться, потому
Because
что
we have a
в
very
ходе
strict
тайминг
schedule
курсу
for
по
this
тому,
course to make
чтобы
sure I can
передать
truly
вам
pass
эти
this
знания, чтобы вы могли
essential
сами
knowledge
получить
onto
эти
you so that you can
наставления.
live with it yourself.
Но
But
говорить о
as for
себе,
talking about
да,
myself,
и
and you'll hear how this is
услышать таким
clearly
образом, как это
reflected in
отражается в
you,
вас,
I simply haven't
для
had the
меня времени
necessary
не
time.
было. Вот
It's
именно
exactly these
такие
kinds of
эфиры
live
позволяют как
sessions
раз-таки
that truly
нам
allow us to first and
уйти
foremost
в
come
такое
to the profound
общепонимание.
realization that
Понимание,
right
что в
now
этом мире
there really
сейчас
are a
действительно очень
significant number
много
of people in this
людей
world who are
пробуждаются.
genuinely awakening.
Это
It's
удивительно,
truly
что
amazing that
каждый раз
every
на
single
практиках
time
у
I hold
меня,
these
и особенно
practices,
на курсах
especially within the
мастеров,
advanced master courses,
порядка
approximately 3 to 5 masters
трех
each and
9
every time,
мастеров
accept
имеют
their
понимать свои
inherent
способности.
abilities. These are innate
Те, которые
abilities
уже
they've
были
possessed
у них
since
с
childhood,
детства,
but
но в
at some
какое-то
particular
определенное
point, for
время,
a certain
да,
extended period
какое-то
of time, just
продолжительное
like it
время, как у меня это было,
unfortunately happened to me, they simply refused to
отказались
fully accept them,
принимать,
primarily
потому
because society
что
was not truly
общество к
ready
этому
for
не
it.
было готово.
First and foremost, it's truly your parents who lovingly raised you, my dear friends. And then later on, well, when you profoundly realize there's absolutely no one to genuinely share this with, no one at all to truly talk to about it, you simply, let's say, completely forget about it, because we often get so deeply caught up in our own pressing material concerns. And only after a certain amount of time, when we find the strength within ourselves, when we become more self-aware, do we finally have a voice and truly want to talk about it. And it turns out that I become that main listener for some people, the one who says, yes, guys, this is normal. In other words, everything is fine, it's allowed. Some of you who have already worked with me know my key phrase, yes, it's allowed. Go ahead, go ahead. That's how it is in this moment. And I often say that these particular words for some people can become almost truly magical when we can carefully record them for ourselves like a powerful mantra, like a deep meditation, and truly give ourselves the wonderful opportunity to fully open up. That's it. I really want us to have some activity in the chat as well. And the easiest way to show your activity is to put a plus sign or a heart, just to show that you're here, you're live, that you're ready to listen, ready to join in. I really will share a lot of truly interesting and valuable things with you, things that will certainly give you some clear direction for your own personal development and growth. I've gone through some truly challenging and difficult moments in my life, and those individuals who have recently joined my most recent courses have certainly noticed that I now tend to share information, let's say, much more openly and transparently than before. I don't hold back my time or any of my resources, because I understand that it will all come back to me, and I openly share some pretty sacred techniques. At this point, there are no limits for me in terms of hiding anything from you, because first and foremost, I am revealing all of this within myself. That's it. I believe that the moment when a person becomes a master is a very multifaceted one, right? And that's exactly what I'm going to talk about now during the live stream. I plan for the live stream to last about 40 minutes, but we might end up talking longer. That's it. And maybe something new will come through in the flow, who knows? There's this thing, those who are into energy practices will understand that there's an ability to channel, right? Channeling, when certain thoughts just pop into our heads and we end up expressing them so well. Because when I start a live stream, I'm a bit slow at first. So I speak kind of slowly, and my information, let's say, is synchronizing, tuning in, and maybe it even seems a bit boring, like, come on, go faster, give us more information. But what's actually happening is this kind of attunement. I pick up speed, start to feel things better, and then my space, it expands. That's it. Maybe it's the same for you when you're working in your field. When you start working with someone, there's this moment of attunement, of synchronization. That's it. And right now I'm synchronizing these spaces. You join me in the chat, and I start to open a certain channel of mine. I don't use any visualization. I want to show you how I work, just as an example. Okay, so I don't see any energies or anything like that. That's it. I feel these energies. I just know something, and it comes to me as a clear thought, a clear knowing, and I'm ready to share it with you. I'll tell you about my gift, about how I became a master, and I'll explain how you can accept your own gift and become a master yourself. I'll explain who a master is, what qualities they possess, and all the stages of this journey. I've never done this before. I've never explained it to anyone. But for some reason, it's all turning out to be quite interesting right now. I really want to share the vibrations I'm picking up from the people who come to my course, from the journeys I'm taking at the moment. They give me the opportunity to build my approach, my philosophy in a completely different way regarding the people who have subscribed to me and who are now in my field. I've been a traveler my whole life. It's important for me to get information from the outside world. Even though Lera and I flew to Bali for a training, and the course there was only 4 days long, I can't stop. I keep moving forward. I have certain windows of opportunity. I'm flying to Vietnam. We're going hopping from place to place. And these places turned out and still turn out to be some kind of power spots, right? I'll talk about that now too. What a power spot is, how to find it, how to look for triggers, how to follow those triggers and unlock abilities within yourself, how to draw energy from outside, from the surrounding environment, and make it effectively work for you. Because even though in our current reality we live for a certain, well, a very limited amount of time, we can certainly live that time quite differently. As you know, in the quantum world, time is non-linear. We can live through years of our lives in just a few seconds. And I'll try to talk about that aspect as well. It's important that every time you discover something within yourself, in your sensitivity, in your body, you completely change your environment. So, my friends, some time has already passed. Let me get straight to the point now. Alright? To the very essence of what we truly do, of who I profoundly emit, a certain distinct path, the path of a true master, the path of a master, the path of my very own soul towards what I have now, and the incredible opportunity I have to offer it to you. Who exactly is a master? And what precisely is their main defining quality, and why can someone truly and authentically call themselves a master? I want to say that a person who becomes deeply aware, who genuinely recognizes themselves as someone who has lived through certain profound and impactful experiences over a significant period of time, and who gains this invaluable experience in the profound form of accumulated wisdom, in the rich form of powerful emotions that have been thoroughly lived through, emotions that have been deeply felt within the body, that have been completely released emotionally through heartfelt crying, through cathartic shouting, through overwhelming feelings of pure joy, and so on. They give you the profound ability to truly feel other people more deeply and empathetically, to genuinely feel yourself, yes, your own intricate emotions in direct relation to all those myriad sensations that come to you from the outside world, and to effectively transmit those very same powerful sensations to other individuals. Only when we have lived through all of this in our own bodies, only then can we transmit it in such a way that others can pick up on it. After all, you know perfectly well that you are drawn to a person who stands firmly on their feet, who radiates a certain warmth, a sense of confidence, calmness, someone who isn't tossed from side to side by decisions they make, who has a clear philosophy of their own and follows their own path. This feeling, this profound wisdom, is in fact the true path of the master. That is, a person who has truly experienced the entire profound spectrum of these emotions so deeply within themselves that they can later genuinely share them with others. It's not just about truly feeling it within yourself, but about being able to convey it to others. In other words, when you have already created the profound sense of presence, when you truly understand, yes, I am indeed a master is someone who can deeply experience this profound feeling within themselves and then skillfully express it for the benefit of others. when you can calmly tell someone, I know this, I can do this, I can truly show this to you. It's not enough just to feel it. You must be able to demonstrate this feeling to other people. That's why it's important to feel strength within yourself. Strength is only truly given when you have already fully understood the profound complexity of the challenging path you've successfully overcome, when absolutely no problem can genuinely scare you anymore. You deeply understand what it was fundamentally based on, what it was meticulously built upon. You've thoroughly lived through it. You've completely closed that significant chapter. You've become fully aware of its lasting impact. The moment when realization happens is very important. And I'll also tell you how it was, how it happens. The essential thing is, you're not merely someone who has simply completed some kind of training. For example, when you have paid for a course, like in my specific case, I explain that I give you valuable knowledge. I also provide you with a certificate, say, of a master. But you can only become a true master when you have experience. Not just knowledge that you acquired from money, but when you have lived through that knowledge yourself. That's why this knowledge can be given to you as a gift with which you came into this world. You can also acquire certain abilities, for example. There isn't a single person who wouldn't be able to fully comprehend and effectively utilize the valuable information I provide you, for example, in the Comprehensive Master's course. But when you take it, live through it, and practice it all the time, that's when it truly gives you significant experience. This experience always stays with you if you feel that you have chosen the right path. That's why it's important to move forward by following the beacons and triggers you've acquired in your life. They are always present in our field. It's simply important to notice them, to notice how much they truly suit you. Let me tell you, when I received my gift eyes, I didn't know I had a gift, but it so happened that I really wanted to feel something within myself in this life and to give something to people. And for some reason, it was somewhere in my chest, some kind of feeling that I wanted something more than other people did. At that very moment, when you thoughtfully wrote to me in the comments, almost all of you responded to this particular kind of beacon that you truly feel something more, that you genuinely want something more than other people do. This is the main sign that you have some kind of gift. This is the most important ability that you need to embrace and share with others. Don't be afraid that you see, know, sense, or feel more than others and so on. This is what gives you the opportunity to be unique. And when you take this and start doing something with it, instead of just thinking about it, that's when you begin to open up. As I've always said, in Taoist philosophy, there is a fundamental concept: thought, word, and action. Thought, word, and action only yield results when you have actually lived through and done something. That's when you gain experience. And it's at this very moment when you've truly embraced this profound sense of your unique gift, managed to successfully apply it to something truly meaningful, and weren't afraid of how others might genuinely respond. What, where, who can judge you when you're simply doing it because you really want to? That's the most important point. Most often, parents, friends, or other people you interact with judge based on their own perspectives. And if you step outside the boundaries of their understanding, they start to, well, judge you, so to speak. You've clearly made something up that simply cannot be true. Something's definitely off. You're seeing things quite differently. Unfortunately, this happens quite of just gather your strength in those moments. You don't yet have the energy to accept this gift, and when it's given to you by your life, and usually it's given from the moment you're born, you see and sense all of this. But in order to use it, you need energy, and this energy is accumulated only through your confidence. And it is truly achieved only when you have reached a certain profound level of awareness, and when you haven't yet fully lived through certain significant experiences like substantial material achievements, a higher salary, considerable career growth, having children, establishing a family, and so on, you simply can't immediately make full use of it. Why? Because what's at play are the ego and egregors which we serve, so to speak, in the state, in the family, at work. And unfortunately, we often engage in these things, these significant moments. That's precisely why some people are able to immediately dive into this creativity and truly feel themselves, while others are given ample time to work through it. Let me tell you this. In my own experience, when I realized that I wanted to feel energies, I started reading books. I bought every book on energy I could find. This was in the early 90s. And at that time, there was no internet, no way to get information or download things in large quantities. Naturally, I had this feeling that I needed to do something myself. I did it on my own. No one taught me. There were some basics, but I clearly understood that I wanted something more. And there was a certain circumstance in my life. At that very moment, Ira, could you please kindly get me some water, if you don't mind? So at that precise moment, I happened to be at a summer camp. I had several teenagers with me whom I was diligently training. I was not only the camp director, but also the dedicated director of a club. And back then, once again, there was absolutely no internet, you must understand. We had an evening, and our living conditions were quite basic. As they say, there was really nothing much to do at all. And then, as they say, creativity suddenly struck me. I started to recall what I could offer people to help them have an interesting time, how I could do something together with them. There was no internet, no television, nothing at all. All I had was a single guitar. So I started to work out certain rhythms, to develop rhythms on the guitar, to recall them. There was a moment when, at 12 years old, I worked on calls, and I simply decided to do myself what I had seen in a different context, back when I was just a student. At that moment, I repeated all those actions, and the most important thing I felt was, yes, I can. First, I want to. Second, I can. This I want, and I can only means that you really will be able to do it. The thought, I can, means there will definitely be a result. And even though in many practices you might not even be aware of it, I actually introduced many techniques for the first time ever, and you experience them yourself. I know for sure that they will work. How do I know? It's a thought that enters your space. That's precisely why, when you truly accept the thought, I can, you then start to act, and you also start to create. Nothing will stop you, just as nothing stopped me. I started guiding people into meditation, though later I learned that's what it was called, that it was called hypnosis or special techniques. And people would walk with me. I led several sessions, several groups over calls. I was 18 years old. It's a very serious practice. Not a single person got burned. The question is why? How did I do it? I just knew it and I did it. Then I started doing energy practices, which as it later turned out was called Qigong. I just started moving my hands over my body. I just felt like doing it. I started doing it to myself and then to the people who were with me at the camp. And I can say that they began to experience serious transformations. They started to feel significantly lighter, much better, and they recovered much more quickly. I didn't have any, let's say, specialized medical staff. When some help was needed, the kids would swim and dive. Since I was involved with yachts, they would dive into the water and get earaches. The question was who would help them. I would simply put my finger in their ear and remove the blockages with my energy. How this particular idea truly came to me, absolutely no one really knows. I always say that the very first thought that genuinely comes to your mind is truly and inherently the right one. If you deeply feel like you should do something in a certain specific way, then that is precisely what you should definitely do. This is the fundamental and core philosophy by which I now effectively teach many people. On the one hand, I give people space during my practice. But if during the actual practice you start placing your hands on a certain specific part of a person's body or start moving your hands around, I never interrupt anyone or say that you're focusing too deeply on the person's body when you work there with non-contact energy. Yes, at certain moments you might press hard and I ease up, but for some reason you feel that you need to place your hand in a specific area and maybe even create some kind of visualization. I do not teach this particular moment where you need to intuitively place your hands. This is the sensitivity that I give you the opportunity to develop during the practices. This is what I tell you during practice. You can already start learning, accepting, and feeling it. What I'm truly saying is your unique gift and how you can effectively reveal it. After all, when you become fully aware of your gift, it truly and profoundly becomes an integral part of your daily practice and overall being. Instantly gives you more energy so that you can help more people. And it gives you the wonderful opportunity to later monetize those inherent qualities and profound sensations that are truly in your hands. The path to fully realizing yourself as a true master is achieved over a certain extended period of time. And this period varies. For some, it's 1 month. For others, it's 40 years. So, in every moment of your life, I ask you to live with awareness. Why did I decide to do this? Why do I feel like I need to, for example, practice with people? Why do I sense and see something more than others do? And how can I use this knowledge for the benefit of people? All these thoughts that arise in your mind are there so that you can already start putting them into practice. I want to tell you now that there are main stages on the path of spiritual development, which everyone on our planet, on planet Earth, goes through without exception in their personal journey. You can certainly write them down if you want to, and you can then figure out which particular stage you are currently at in these periods of your life. Just 1 moment, please. I'll take a drink now. I'm a bit eager. I'm rushing because I want to give you as much value as possible. And at this stage, I do kind of push myself a bit with all this information. But I am truly passionate about what I do. And at some point, I realized that I am on a path where I work with energy practices and where I awaken people so that they can help others. This level, where there are more and more of us, gives me the opportunity to invest even more energy into it. That's it. And the very first stage, the initial and most fundamental stage on the profound path of spiritual development, is truly and aptly called awakening. Awakening. This is the very first realization that, yes, I truly have something, I genuinely possess something, I absolutely know something, I deeply feel something, I distinctly sense something. And it's not just my imagination, what I feel. And it's not just my imagination that I see something different. I was really surprised when I spoke with my daughter who was 10 years old at the time, and she said that, I read somewhere, that you can see energy in space, and these are some kind of energetic capsules that move through space. I hadn't seen any energy myself, and that made me curious. I said, so there's this technique that allows you to see these energies in space. I explained it to my daughter. I said, there are these energies you can see, they move like little dots through space. She said, Dad, actually, I see them all the time. I said, show me how you see them. She said, well, like this, they're always in front of me. I said, no way, how is that possible? I said, I don't see them. I said, I thought this is just how the normal world is. I mean, it's always in front of me. How could I exist in this world and not see these dots and not see these clusters of energy that shimmer and interact? I said, I don't see any energy clusters at all. He says, but I see auras. So I say, what about a person's aura? He says, I see them too. I said, no way, what color is mine? Yours is kind of light blue. I said, well, that's truly something quite remarkable. The child is now 10 years old, and I profoundly realized that she actually perceives and understands more than I do. So, at some point in life, you inevitably come to this significant realization that the world you personally experience and see isn't precisely the same as the world others around you perceive and experience. This is that first stage when you feel something more, you realize that, say, a person is supposed to make a call, but you already know that they're going to call you, and so on. You might sense that your child could potentially get sick, or is indeed getting sick at some point in time, and you can accurately predict certain things. This profoundly means that you might actually know something more significant than others. And when you share this information with someone, you realize that you know something more than the other person. This is a so-called superpower that gives you the ability to accept your gift. You understand that this world you came into, it wasn't your first time in this universe, so to speak. You've lived through something somewhere before, and you arrived here already carrying some baggage, and you have a certain experience of the soul, and of course a gift. This is in fact your soul's experience with which you have come. If you realize that you placed your hands on someone at a time when they had a stomachache often, this starts with someone close. Yes, not just a close friend, but a family member, your own child. For some reason, many people discover their gift with their children when they start laying their hands, when they begin to predict certain things, to see something. And at that moment, you realize, yes, this is amazing. I realize that I can sense something more. Please focus your attention on this first stage. It's important to acknowledge it, to recognize that it exists. Yes, I am capable of something more than others are. This is very important. It is absolutely necessary, in order to feel this, I repeat, to share it with someone, because other people especially those who are important in your life, may either deny it or support it, but it's crucial to have that moment of comparison to realize, yes, I see more, yes, I see less, or this is something strange. And it's important to experiment. Now I'll share my own experience, how it happened to me. When I got divorced, I understood that I had achieved a lot in this life. I have 3 children, and they currently live in Dubai. I realized that I spent my entire life with them truly for their sake, and for the past 14 years, I devoted myself entirely to them, pushing my own interests somewhere to the side, because it's important to provide for your children, to give them an education, and in general, to think only about their future, about a roof over their heads. And at some point, when this burden of responsibility shifted, it so happened to my ex-wife, because she said that now she would be making all the decisions for them herself. Since we had separated, it happens that even soulmates go through a certain life cycle, a limited one, and they complete that cycle, and then the next cycle begins. And you shouldn't think that when people get divorced, for example, after 20 years of marriage, like I had, it means that now we don't talk or that we have to be enemies. If a person has been married to someone for more than 10 significant years with their devoted spouse, then as a general rule, they are truly soulmates, deeply connected and understanding of each other. They specifically agreed to this. And when this moment was closed for me, like a gestalt, I realized that there was nothing I could do here. That's just how the situation turned out, and I couldn't accept with my own mind that I needed to get divorced. Life pushed me in such a way that now I can move on to something new. And at that moment, I was given some time. That time seemed very important. When you are alone with yourself, you don't think about anyone or anything else, only about yourself. And when you start asking yourself, who am I in this life? What am I in this life? What do I really want? That's when the most powerful transformation happens. And even if you don't come to this on your own, life will push you towards such events. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, it will push you anyway. When you start asking yourself the question, who am I and what am I? You will reach a moment when you either run away from something or you stay alone with yourself. This period for some it might last 3 days, for others it could be years, but it depends on how well you can transform and become aware of this feeling. For me, this period lasted a couple of months. A couple of months when I was left entirely to myself. I'm grateful to life that at that moment, the mother of my children was able to take full care of them so I could sort myself out. And this moment was very important because I came across a book by Joe Dispenza. It's called Supernatural Mind. I believe this is most important book. Gave me the opportunity to look at myself, my feelings from a different perspective. It was at this point I started to see and believe indeed we can change our experiences in life with our attention. Inner sensation of perception through attention, by managing attention. I began to develop abilities. Basically, I started looking at my hand and seeing energies. At first, I began to see the etheric body. Now, in practice, this technique, then I saw that after the etheric body, when I looked deeper, I began to see energies not only in the body that emanates from me, but also these energies vibrate from my body in the form of a certain color spectrum. And I started to use a special kind of defocused vision. You know, there is a kind of vision that allows you to see not just 90 degrees, but more up to 180 degrees. And I started to see energies that began swirling around my apartment. Honestly, I thought I was going crazy. I thought that all of this just couldn't be true. I started closing my eyes, then looking again, and I would see them again, and then I saw them the next day as well. Then I started leaving, changing my surroundings, changing locations, going outside, observing under different lighting, with different spectrums. I would walk around, look in the morning, look at the leaves, observe in nature, and I realized that I wasn't making this up. Was actually seeing energies. I was actually seeing space. And then other and more knowledge started to come in right away. As soon as, my dear friends, you have a profound insight, you start to feel distinct vibrations all over your body, much like goosebumps, as I later carefully trained my body to do. These are the kinds of signals you can train yourself to recognize. This is real. My body started to come alive. It says, yes, this is true. Yes, you really feel this. Yes, you're not mistaken. I started talking to my body, and my body began to respond. I started, so that true thought with which I was shaping my space, yes, I really can do this, I know this, my body would immediately start to vibrate, and something would begin to download. I would open another page of this book, then the next, and the next. And here my inquisitive mind kicked in, because I'm the kind of person who always wants to introduce something new. So I say this, I wonder if I can see energies here, will I be able to see these energies on other people? I wonder if I'm now holding a piece of paper, can I move this paper with my own field? I start placing this piece of paper, putting it on foil, putting it on needles. Well, it wasn't paper, it was foil. I put my hand over it, I watch, and it starts spinning. I say, damn, that can't be happening. I put my other hand over ITF, it spins. Suddenly, I get this download, I can do this, then bomb another path of awareness opens up for me. I say, no way, this can't be real. I record it on video and send it to my friends. All my friends are shocked. They say, wow, you can do that? I say, yeah, I can. I don't know how I did it. I just do it. And then other things started to open up in a different way. When I started, it happened like this. There were certain triggers in my life that gave me the opportunity to confirm, to provide this information. I want to say that this path of awareness, it actually happens through resistance. When you give yourself certain significant tests in life, when you truly try to understand whether you have indeed made this up for yourself or not, you inevitably start to feel all kinds of deep-seated fears when you begin to talk through all these important events to yourself. Important, remove, teach these internal blocks, that you really do feel it, that you really can do it. And this block exists both in your mind, in your head, and in your body. It's important to experience this in both states. In my own techniques, I found this clear connection. Often our limitations are either in our head, when you don't do something, when you don't take it into your consciousness, don't devote time to it, don't talk it through, because you believe that no one will believe in you. This unlocking is the first step. Yes, I can do this. And second, to give your body the chance to respond. That is, how did I learn this? By asking myself questions and letting the body send chills through me. You simply send out a thought, say, I want to feel this more. I want to feel it as goosebumps, for example. Tell yourself this. Give me a signal. Yes, like some people, oh God, give me a sign. Oh God, give me a sign. But you don't have to say it exactly like that. You'll definitely get a sign. I want to tell you that the trainings I conduct around the world now are based precisely on these signs. I say, guys, if you want me to organize a training in Bali, then please give me, I don't know, a request from a client who wants to come to Bali. Just one person sends me money. After that, I form a group. We fly to Bali, and I have a full group. Similarly, I'm now organizing a training, for example, in Thailand. My groups are always full because I follow the triggers. I say, give me a sign. Someone will message you, pay you money with energy and so on. And it's important that you feel this, that you're not afraid, that in order to move forward, you make a request to the energy field. Give me a sign. I want to, I can, but something has to happen in this life. And then, by chance, something happens in your life. Yes, some information appears by accident, and for some reason you say, interesting. It just pops out, you know. A thought is not formed by a person. You open the gates here, and the thought is somewhere in the space above your head. As soon as the gates open, the thought flies into your head, and you go, oh, interesting. I want to. If you don't become someone who wants, nothing will work out for you. You need to be curious, interesting, inquisitive, a person who is not afraid to experiment. I'll explain to you how these moments, these triggers can now be easily overcome. So then, when you are on this path, yes, an awakening happens. That's the second stage cleansing. Yes, when you remove these blocks. The third stage is learning. When you seek out a source of knowledge. At this point, when these triggers happened, when I opened the books, I realized that it wasn't enough for me. I want to practice with my hands, because all my life I've been doing things with my hands, and somehow, wherever I put my hands, it has an amazing effect. So I started looking for experienced masters who truly do this, who could give me this valuable knowledge. You know what happened? I'll tell you a secret. Just a second. When I work or somebody therapy paid a lot of money for it. It was a 4-day course. And at that moment, I'm a fast learner, and it so happened that we were split up. There were about 25 people. I come into this classroom, and there are 25 massage tables in the room. Well, not 25, sorry, 25 people, 12 massage tables. We worked in pairs, yes. So 12 massage tables, the partner lies down on the massage table. I place one hand on the chest and the other on the stomach. And we started to feel people we started to sense people, what kind of responses, what needs to be done, how to do it. You can't imagine, but this technique seems so boring and uninteresting to me, for my temperament, for my sensations, that I realized body therapy is diverse, but this is not for me. Well, it's just not for me. So it basically turned out that after 2 days I said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all, this just isn't for me. I dropped out of the course and went to another training where I was taught one crucial thing, how to activate a person's body using triggers, simply to feel, that's all. Later on, I expanded this knowledge to the point where I could find blocks in a person's body, release those blocks, fill them with energy, and I developed my own system. But for me, that was an important moment. When you're being told something and you feel it's not for you, there's no point wasting your time. Stop taking the course, get your money back, or don't regret the money spent, and so on. Move on. It's important to feel whether this is right for you, whether this is the right teacher you've come to, whether this is the person who will give you this knowledge, and in general, whether this truly reflects your essence, how you should feel, sense another person, and experience the spread of this knowledge. Take this as a rule. If you want something in this life, do it immediately. Don't put it off for later. I've had quite a few so-called screw-ups in my life. And to walk the path of a master, you need to go through the process of proving to yourself, yes, I can do this. The second thing is to remove the blocks that prevent you from gaining knowledge. The third point is to acquire this knowledge and find your own master, someone you learn from and with whom you feel a response in your body and soul, that yes, I can do this, this is what I want. And the very last important point is the one I am in right now. When I have acquired this knowledge, the next stage is service. When you share this knowledge, when you pass it on to people or simply give them the opportunity, to help others, to heal others, right? If you are a healer, or to sense or tell people about the information that comes to you. A very important aspect of service is when you make it your foundation. It means that you give your the development of your creative soul for the development of another soul, not just for yourself, right? And here we're not talking about your own ego, but about the development of your own vibrations. But when you can allow other people to raise their own vibrations, that's a really cool thing. A very important point. If you do this for someone else, the universe gives you more energy in anything, in money, in time, in happiness, pleasure, health, absolutely anything. Don't hold back your own energy when it comes to helping another person. What does it mean to not hold back your own energy? Keep in mind that it's not like you're literally pouring everything out of yourself, so to speak. But keep in mind that you are generously helping a person, supporting them and giving them the opportunity to grow, to be healthy, to be happy, to share knowledge, to heal certain organs, to provide information about the life path of mentors or whatever it may be, reading cards, drawing neurographics, and so on. In other words, just doing something for another person. This is very, very important. Service is an essential component of a Mastera person who has this experience and continues to move forward. And it's truly important because right now, at this very moment, I am actually forming that very community I have long dreamed of creating and being a part of. I'll talk about it a bit later. A community where I will bring together those people who need the knowledge, the sensations that they are already experiencing in their own bodies, but so that they can find like-minded people who resonate with them. It turns out that there are more and more such people, and I realize how important it is, just like in this broadcast now, for us to find a connection that allows us to share this knowledge, to give each other the opportunity for feedback, and of course, through this feedback, we develop our knowledge after we have accepted it, to provide them, to offer such an aspect in which this knowledge, these abilities will take up a greater part of our lives. Because the people who come to my practices, they are IT specialists and also energy practitioners, they are accountants and also energy practitioners, and so on and so forth. They spend 80% or even 90% of their time working at other jobs. That's it. And only a smaller part of their time is spent on what, as it turns out, is their soul's path. This is important, that you are not just meeting your physiological needs at work, but when you give people knowledge, help them improve, and they pay you for that knowledge, you can then unpack your knowledge, your soul's path, even more and on a larger scale. You have no idea how much your soul will immediately vibrate, how differently you will realize yourself right away. As soon as you receive your first money for this practice that you do, money is important, it's energy, and you shouldn't reject it because it gives you the opportunity to live. You need something to buy clothes, to feed your children, and so on. And you shouldn't do energy sessions or help other people for free. That's not right. There must always be an energy exchange. This is very important. It may be relatively small, but it's profoundly important that it's truly tangible and clearly perceptible for the people who are paying you, so that they don't devalue what they originally came to you for. It's important that it gives you resources and a sense of value in what you do, that you really helped someone and they gave you feedback that you truly did a great job. And then you also received the fee, part of which you could invest in developing your abilities. Another part you could give to your children and use some for yourself, for your own life, and so on. This is very important.
Question. A woman asks, Vadim, you say that to be a master you need to have energy. Where do you get this energy? How do you enter a resourceful state?
Lera is reading your questions to me because I can talk for a long time, so please keep writing your questions since I want to be as helpful as possible. What was the question about energy? What exactly?
Where do you get the energy to become a master? How do you enter a resourceful
All right. Where do you get the energy to become a master? That was the question, right? And how to reach a resourceful state? You only get energy when you become aware of what you know and what you can do. For example, someone comes to my practice sessions. Let me give you an example. Let's say you get a certain thought, cool, Vadim is doing something interesting. For some reason, I want to do this too. For some reason, I want some kind of response to learn how to help other people or something like that. Do you have experience? No, I don't, but I really want to. All right, come on in. When a person comes, they start placing their hand, and under their hand, their partner's body starts to vibrate. A woman or a man starts screaming, and some kind of vibrations begin, and in your head you think, no way, what is this? Is this really happening? Can I really do this? Am I actually succeeding? Or, for example, you start to see more or feel more. And what happens with this sensation? Realization hits, yes, I can do this, something appears, strength, energy, in order to do even more. If you see the result, but your reaction, what you do, helps another person, you start to express yourself even more. You start devoting more time to it. You find time to go somewhere to learn something new. You can invite someone to join certain practices. For example, I constantly exchanged experiences with other energy practitioners. Everyone was surprised, where does the energy come from, where from? Because I understood that I was succeeding, I wanted it, and I was doing it. When there were breaks between practices, for 2 hours everyone ate, rested, or swam in the pools. I would take partners and practice again and again. That was when I was learning myself. Because all of this just overwhelmed me. I don't know. I was just so shaken inside that I couldn't stop. I wanted to make it happen. Come on, give more. And that's important. When something works out for you, you immediately get energy. Boom, boom. I can do it. We went for it. We got moving. This is the most important position where energy comes from, and how to get it in a person in order to become a master. That's it. What else do I want to say? Just a second. I want to tell you about some common objections that people often raise. Just a second. I want to talk to you about objections and obstacles that you might encounter when you start practicing and set out on the path of mastery, or even just begin to accept your gift. And at this particular point in my own professional practice, I have consistently and repeatedly noticed that many individuals already, let's say, consider themselves to be so incredibly enlightened and remarkably smart that they genuinely believe they don't require or need any advice or guidance from anyone else whatsoever. They are well, I don't know how to put it, somewhat conceited, let's say, certain masters who you can't even ask extra questions anymore. That's it. So, when you ask a person something, I'm sure you've encountered this kind of experience. You come to someone, to a master, and you say, listen, where should I put my hands? What should I do? And you get some brief information, and you realize that the person is holding something back or not giving you much, because they understand that if they say too much, then you won't come to the next training course, or, for example, you won't buy some new product, or basically they won't have anything else to tell you later, because the other person will become just like them. Right? This is the moment when I had such a trigger while creating my own master course. I thought, if I share all my knowledge with other people, then those people will end up taking my place. In other words, they'll be able to work just like I do, and I'll be left without any money. So I'll give out knowledge in small doses and not reveal the whole essence of things, about everything that's going on. Because, well, I don't want to, let's say, create a field of competition for myself. Why would I need that? But that was a mistake on my part. I had several such triggers. Yeah, I took the risk anyway. I created my first master course, saw the reaction, then made a second, third, and fourth. And exactly at the moment when I decided to fully commit to this process, to answer all questions and not just answer them, but to provide all details, how we do things, what we do, why we do it, why we think this way. And I realized the only limitation I have is time, because I want to give so much. And some people in my courses get really exhausted because, well, there's just too much knowledge, too many techniques, and a lot of things we don't even write down. And it's at this moment, when you understand what you're doing for a person, when you truly give your all, that you become a real master, when you fully pass on the information that has come to you. If someone comes to you for a personal session, you invest yourself fully, you see it through to the very end, completely. I never let anyone leave a personal session until I've achieved the result, until the person themselves, well, basically gets tired, right? And until they say, I can't go on anymore, that's it. Or when I realize that, well, nothing more can be achieved. Here's an important point. You shouldn't have the attitude that you're too arrogant, too enlightened, and don't want to share because of competition. Or, for example, that you don't want to give too much because you were paid too little for some session, and so on. That shouldn't happen. I had a moment like that. I manifested it. I was at retreat with Mikhail Fidayev about a month ago. And there were psychologists there, about 70 psychologist participants at the retreat. And I realized during this course, I was sitting and talking with people. Suddenly, someone collapsed next to me. Mikhail Fidayev, if anyone doesn't know him, look him up online. He's the #1 expert in psychosomatics in Russia. He has his own school called Psych 2.0. Yeah, and he was talking to someone, and there was a verbal psychological release of a block from the head, from the mind. The person shifted into psychosomatics, into the body. Body started to reflexively react, meaning it began to vibrate. This person collapsed right next to me while I was busy with something else. And I saw it as a sign. I felt I had to do something. Yeah, I started to help. I began to help using my own techniques, pressing on the person, releasing the block. Everyone was surprised. People started coming up to me. I gave one person a free personal session, then a second, a third, a fourth. Then I noticed on the second day, Mikhail Fidayev started sending people my way saying, here, deal with this one, and so on. Then at some point I realized that during his training, there are 40 people sitting around me. He himself is sitting, watching how I conduct these practices, admiring my techniques. Well, you could say, I'm just doing my job, that's all. But I conducted 20 personal sessions for free. Why? Because people needed it. They wanted me to help them. So I didn't expect anything in return from them. I understand that I could have told each person, well, there's something here that still needs work. Come to a personal session with me, and we'll finish it there. A personal session with me costs 30,000 rubles. Now it's 35,000. Come on over. I would have had those 20 clients, believe me. But I did it absolutely for free. Why? First, because I understand that these people need help right here and now. I am in service. I understand that if I did this, the universe itself will somehow compensate me for it. And I didn't have any expectations like, now where is the universe going to give me clients since I just help people? Give me money or energy for the future? Not at all. I didn't even allow the thought that someone owes me something in return. If it's truly just about being of service, that I simply want to do this, then yes, the universe helps me on its own. Somehow things just take shape in this life. People come to me, some pay more money, and so on. It's very important not to get conceited about your knowledge, but to be completely trusting of the people who come to me. They might hear about me by chance or come by chance, even if there's no space for it in the training. I still try to fit it in. I'll be honest, I even give some people discounts. I do. Some people just don't have the money, they just don't. But they want to come. So I say, all right, come on in. So there are moments like that too. And honestly, some people pay more than they have to because they realize it was a more profound experience. That's fine. So all of this, the whole world of money energy, let's put it that way, it's like this. When you start working, you'll see just how amazing and fascinating it is, how easily money flows into your life, and how easily you'll start living in this energy of money. That's it. When you simply stop thinking about it, like I don't think about it now. Why? Because from the very beginning, I set the intention that I would do this for people first and foremost, and I find it incredibly interesting. I'm truly passionate about it. I'm passionate about what I do. As you can see, I record videos from all my practices, and in all videos you can see the emotions of people who come to me, because these emotions are genuinely real. They come into my field when I don't let anyone else hide within themselves in their own body. If you've come walk through it, do it. This is an important point. That's why the doubts that arise, I'll say it again, the objections and obstacles that prevent you from becoming a master, these doubts will always be present in your life. There will always be someone who will say that something is wrong. They will simply be inside you, right here. Like, I didn't finish something. How can I call myself a master if someone felt bad, if afterwards they wrote to me saying that I harmed them, right? I've said before, when such questions arise, the community.ewell, I'll tell you about it a bit later. Right now we're creating a community and we're launching it from the 1st of December. We'll make sure to go over all the essential points with you. That's it. I really want you to share your experiences and practices with each other, to connect, to meet up in person, and to share knowledge. This mix is going to be absolutely amazing. When you start opening portals to each other, using the opportunities that you have, I'll be honest, I've dreamed of creating, even years ago, well, when I was a kid, to bring people together, superhumans, into one space, to create something like an X-School, a place for people with super abilities and talents, so we could learn all these things we know, or at least remove the block of doubt, the feeling that I really can't do something. You can, and this is possible. I'll keep telling you that you can unlock abilities within yourself. You can feel, you can sense. Next, of course, is resistance. The resistance I experienced was external, it was social media. On social media, when I saw triggers and saw people like me, but who were more successful, I thought, where should I even go if there's already someone who has more followers, who has more look at the videos they make, look at how they do their advertising, right? Or, look, they're doing the same thing, so where am I supposed to go, and so on, right? Or, for example, there could be criticism in the form of spam. These moments, they will always be present in your life. There will always be people who will want something from you. who will always be hanging around, telling you that you're doing something wrong or making you feel insecure. So it's actually a good thing that such people exist. The question is, how well do you interpret this information? If you see someone who is more successful than you, that's great. You can achieve even more than that person. Why? Because you experience it differently. You don't set a trigger. In my own experience, I'll tell you, when I started out, I had 0 subscribers on YouTube, 0 followers on Instagram. But I knew for sure that this is what I wanted. I didn't know which path to take. I had no money. I didn't have any money to somehow show myself and demonstrate my abilities to people. But I knew for sure that I could do it and that people needed it. And of course, how could I make it happen? I started looking for options, what kind of people I could help and where I could show what I could do, right? I just started going to all sorts of different bodywork practices that exist, tantric, Taoist, and well, some, let's call them shamanic, not exactly shamanic. But anyway, there were some practices like that. In these practices, I openly started working and showing people what I was capable of. And they saw it, something resonated with them. They started asking me, where are you? What do you do? My first client actually appeared when people at this practice saw how I work with another person, not with them. They said, you work really well. I want to come to you. I said, well, come to me. I can do a personal session for you tomorrow. No problem. That's all there was to it. A person came to me, a couple, a man and a woman. I did a personal session for them. I recorded this personal session, uploaded it to YouTube, 0 views, did another 0 views, did another 5 views, did another 110 views, and again, and again, and again, and again. And I didn't get upset that my videos weren't getting any views. I just understood I was having a great time, enjoying it, getting a kick out of doing it. I was making and uploading these videos, and at a certain point, my views started to grow. I wasn't waiting, I wasn't expecting any quick response from people, but what was cool for me was that I could help people. It was awesome to see feedback. There were 1 or 2 comments, but they were from real people. Gradually, little by little, views started to grow. First on YouTube, then thanks to Lara, on Instagram, so on. So all these things started to get a response. When you do something, you inevitably realize that there is a period when the universe is kind of buffering, giving you a chance to test your abilities and giving you a sort of check, is what you're doing really what you're passionate about, right? So at certain times, it won't give you clients, it won't give you any energy. There were times when my training sessions didn't fill up. I think to myself, oh, interesting. My training didn't fill up even though I have a huge number of followers, I have no participants. I say, great, thank you, universe. That means I've been given this time to learn something new. I open books, I go to other masters workshops, and I dedicate this time to myself in order to improve my knowledge so I can help others. And what do you think happened? My next training session fills up instantly, twice as much. This is that trigger moment, right? When you don't get upset that something isn't working out, but you just take it and reframe it. Every opportunity gives you something, some kind of resource for the future. The people come into your life give you something so that you can look at your situation from a different perspective. Take some time for this, feel it, and then you'll experience a completely different kind of breakthrough. Next, well, of course, there's also the next resistance you might face on the path to embracing your gift, on the path to becoming a master, is energetic exhaustion. Working with people can drain your resources. When you do something and you feel exhausted by what you're doing, I specifically noted this issue because sometimes you do too much and don't even know for whom you're doing it. So this feeling when you give too much and end up depleted after interacting with someone means that there was no energy exchange. In other words, for the person you were doing it for, what you did didn't hold the value you intended. That's the first point. The second point is that you underestimated yourself. You think you did something wrong and ended up giving more than you could. When you connect with someone, it's very important that the person genuinely wants to work with you. They should have a clear intention that it is you who will help them, rather than you imposing your opinion on them, insisting that only you can help, and pushing them to come to a session with you, or even in general to communicate with you at all. Let me tell you, when I was taking my first steps in my own modelies, the bodywork practice that I'm involved in, now I had a mentor, a so-called coach, right? She was from the info business, a woman who said, why aren't you converting people from your training into private sessions? There should be a clear conversion. If they come to you, then for a small fee, if you want to earn more, you need to transfer and convert them to private sessions. They should be giving you more money. I said, but how? Am I to call them? How do you do it? She replied, yes, you have to call them and persuade them to sign up for a private session. I asked, how do you do that? She said, you need to create something extra. Mentorship, several sessions, a 300,000 ruble fee. How am I to name such an amount? They paid me 5,000 rubles. But you have to show your value. I realized that I'm really pushing myself here. Yes, I made a couple of, let's say, pushes like that, into myself, right? I pick up the phone, first I text, then I suggest a call, and I put my energy into it. And I say, well, you can, only I can help you. Somehow I impose my sense that I'm the one who has to help this person, all of that. And that without me, they're lost. And that's the only way it should be. He says, and he asks, how much will you pay? How much does your session cost? I say, well, I follow the template, the script from my mentor. He says, how much would happiness be worth to you? What did they say there? Work with me. Work with me. No, don't mess with me. How much would it cost you? Well, yes, to pay for your happiness. How much is your happiness worth? How much money would you be willing to give? That's what it says there. Yes, Lara? They are special mentoring ones, that is. So that person doesn't feel sorry about giving away all this money, right? Because there's no set amount. What if someone says 600,000? Well, then it's 600,000. I realize that for me, it's not for me. Well, I can't sell something that doesn't exist. That's it. So it just drains my energy to impose myself, all that. Well, damn. If someone needs it, just come and pay. Lera criticizes me for this as a marketer. She says I don't communicate well with people, that I should interact more, offer more value, and so on. That's it. But in this new community, that's exactly what we'll be doing, communicating with you more. But right now, I'm talking about the most important thing about energy. If you give more than your energy structure allows, you'll end up drained, and you'll never achieve that energy exchange, and you won't receive that money. You don't need to force something out of yourself. Don't listen to mentors, don't listen to marketers, listen to your heart. What would you do in this moment? I simply told that person to get lost. I said, no, there is such a scheme, but it doesn't suit me. I'm going to provide value to people. I'll share more information, and only the genuine people who resonate with this will come to me on their own. I set this intention for myself and made it my goal that this is exactly how I want things to work. In the world of energy, my dear friends, there are no rules. There are no rules that everyone must follow just because someone wrote them down. Exactly as you manifest it for yourself, that's how it will be. If you say, my God, give me a trigger, my creator or someone else, the almighty rulers and so on, whoever you turn to, that's up to you. But you are the one manifesting it. You are the one speaking it out loud. If you won't write it down, I even had cards where I said all of this. I always say it, and it always comes back. It simply can't not happen, but it will definitely happen. That's for sure. Moving on. I want to tell you about the fourth important point, the wisdom of accepting a gift. The wisdom of accepting a gift is a lifelong journey. When you go through all the stages, and these stages become encapsulated in your awareness, you raise your vibrations and realize that a person cannot become a sage or a master at 18. It's impossible. Someone might come to me, yes, at 18 and say, I want to become a master, but it will never work. But when you reach the age of, 40, most often women come to me at around 37, right? For men, it's usually around 40, 45 years old. At this point, a stage occurs where all achievements are emphasized in the form of your material possessions. You have a car, you have an apartment, you have children, you have everything. Now you want something more. This is the stage in your life when you've highlighted material things and then move into the world of self-awareness and spiritual development. And at this point, you take the next step and start working with it. When you begin to develop from this layer of material things a level of usefulness for yourself as a conscious, creative soul, transforming it for other people, for others, for their deeper creative development. And at this moment, this is exactly the segment of the path when you start to share your knowledge in a different way. That's it. That's why mistakes are a part of learning. Everyone makes mistakes. It's normal. And every time we can pause at some point in order to look back a little so that this pathway, I showed everything like this, I should. So I need to show the sign like this. You can't show it like that with signs. That's it. Every single time we reach a certain level, we look back and feel like a person who has achieved something, and not to stop halfway, but to keep moving forward. And wisdom is attained when we go through this path, when we go all the way to the end, being aware of each and every stage. And by passing on knowledge, we will reach that very moment when people will simply start coming to you on their own and gladly give you money. because they believe your knowledge is worth quite a lot. Money shouldn't be the foundation, but it should be there, as I said. That's normal. All the talent you have needs to be monetized. Don't be poor, psychics or guides. And the person who values themselves, who says, I am a master, I'm worth a certain amount of money, shouldn't inflate their self-esteem or set exorbitant prices, but rather feel what can truly bring a good and strong effect for other people. That's why the energy exchange between people must always take the form of, as you may have noticed, I always ask for payment in advance so that the processes can already begin. And you could especially feel this when people came to see me in Budapest. They would pay for something 2 months in advance. And they were already undergoing transformations. When a person pays extra for some courses or knowledge, or say personal sessions, whatever it may be, they are already investing the intention that I want to receive this. And they are already receiving it from the universe. Through you, as a conduit, this information is already coming through. And when the amount is significant for that person, they attach even more value to it. This is a very important point, that it shouldn't be cheap, so that the person faces certain obstacles in order to gain knowledge. People who fly to see me in Bali or Thailand, or for example in Budapest, had people from 15 different countries there. People came from all over the world. Yes, they arrived from Canada, from Italy, from Germany, from various other European nations. I don't even know the full extent, from all corners of Europe, and even from Israel. In Bali, people specifically flew in from different continents and major global cities. From New York City in the United States, from London in the United Kingdom, from Sydney, Australia, and many other diverse locations across the globe. In other words, they traveled a long way. This is a period of time, it's the money they spent on airfare, accommodation, food, and so on, which gives a greater opportunity to achieve some kind of result. And that's very important. So when you truly and deeply realize this crucial stage in your professional journey that yes, your dedicated work is indeed worth significant financial compensation, then people will undoubtedly and profoundly feel and genuinely appreciate your unwavering commitment and diligent effort. I want to tell you, my dear friends, that in this particular way, we will be able to effectively generate this valuable knowledge that we receive within ourselves, and we can then readily exchange it with others, sharing it broadly. I got the excellent idea to create this wonderful community. I will officially open it on the 1st of December. Yes, Lara, what are your thoughts? We will open on the 1st of December. This will be a dedicated group where practical practices will be consistently given, where you will receive truly useful and valuable content, where you will exchange meaningful experiences, where I will host engaging live sessions specifically for you. And in these very important sessions, there will be that truly essential link, the one that just like today, I am genuinely giving you so that I can effectively talk with you. Lera and I have just mutually decided that the financial cost of this community will be a monthly recurring fee of 990 rubles. 990 rubles, which will be fixed for, I don't know, the entire lifetime. So this is not a price that will increase later on. This is very important because we are undertaking this for the very first time. And I don't know, well, it is something that will genuinely give you the opportunity to receive significant benefits in terms of your personal self-improvement, all for such a truly minimal amount of money. And what I can confidently tell you is that the price will definitely go up significantly later. Usually, the price triples, but for you it will absolutely not increase. We have decided to do this until the very 1st of December, and now you will be with us, with me, with Lera, with everyone, with those who will join us. After this broadcast, when we publish the recording here on the channel, we will definitely add a direct link specifically to this community so you can easily go there. Yes, and to the payment. Yes, and the terms and everything else that is relevant. Because these 1,000 rubles, roughly speaking, well, in my practice, my sessions cost 7,000 rubles. This is a small course, and the others are, well, 20, 70, 100, and so on. That's it. And in this way, we will be able to communicate and interact with you better and more effectively. I really want to talk with you right now. We have some questions.
Yes, should I read them?
Lera will read the questions, and I will answer them live.
To everyone asking for the link, please tell them it's midnight here. Thank you so much. 70 people are watching live already, Vadim. We've been on air for an hour and 40 minutes.
70 people have been watching live for an hour and 40 minutes. It's midnight now, right?
Midnight?
Midnight. We are in Macau. Macau is not China. For those who don't know, it's near China, well, near Bangkok, near Hong Kong. Everything is mixed up. Hong Kong is also not China. I mean, it's also a province. So I study history, let's say, as I find myself in each country. That's not exactly the right way. But you understand, tomorrow we'll be taking a trip to a Taoist temple. I'll be recording that for you in my stories, in the little circle. Lera and I successfully opened a mystical portal just 2 days ago. In my captivating stories, there's always an incredibly powerful energy portal. It's truly quite cool. Here, specifically on the vibrant island of Hong Kong. What's the name of the island?
Lantau
Island called.
Everyone waiting for a link. You'll get sleep then.
So we'll get some sleep and then we'll send everything out. Yes, what's the question?
Yes, great. We have some questions in text form. First, a woman works with people. She feels their pain. They feel better, but she feels worse. How can she deal with this?
The woman works on more time.
The woman, when working with people, takes on their pain. She feels physically unwell.
So the crucial question is, yes, a woman works with people in her practice and takes on other people's pain herself, and she ends up feeling quite bad. How can you truly avoid taking on someone else's energy? Yes, that was indeed the question. I'll tell you this, my dear friends, this was actually a significant trigger for me. The very reason I stopped doing energy practices. Why? Because when I first started treating people, I gently put my hand on the head of someone who had a terrible headache. Their headache would completely go away. But then my own head would immediately start to hurt. Their neck pain would completely go away, and then my neck would instantly start to hurt.
And you're a woman, you did?
Exactly. Yes, and that trigger was quite serious. I simply learned to create a master state, a state of zero, where I explain this in my techniques where I don't channel energy through myself in the sense that I don't take on the other person's energy. Because this visualization is important. The awareness I create in the process is important. When I say that I am simply a conduit, that's it. And what is happening now is happening with his energy. I am not pouring my energy into him, nor am I taking his energy. This is the very first and fundamental rule that I personally developed in my 3. I set this rule myself. No one ever taught me this particular rule at all. It's something I came to on my own. And what I share in my practices is simply what I realized, guys, seriously. You shouldn't do it that way. That's it. From this moment on, in these practices, my rule is we do not engage in energy exchange. I don't give you my energy, and I don't take your energy. As soon as I say this, I manifest it. And once I manifest it, it won't happen under any circumstances. This now truly means that I will absolutely never again get a throbbing headache from treating someone else's painful headache. That's it. That's the whole answer to the question. Question.
If there's silence with clients right now, could it be that I'm redistributing energy incorrectly?
If there's silence with clients right now, could it be that I'm distributing my energy incorrectly? The question is, when there are no clients, that's how it turns out. I've had many moments like that when there are no clients. Well, there just aren't. What can you do? Why does it happen like that? What does it depend on? Some things don't depend on you personally, my dear friends. You might engage in a significant amount of advertising efforts, but for some inexplicable reason, people still will not come to you. And, just recently, in October, not that long ago, this very October, yes, I personally had 4 scheduled trainings, unfortunately fall through. Indeed, 4 distinct trainings that ultimately did not come together as planned. I have 250,000 subscribers on YouTube, and on Instagram I already have 80, 90,000 subscribers, and still I couldn't get people together. I never told anyone about this pain of mine. So you understand, when something doesn't work out for me, I don't blame myself as a creator, thinking I'm not good enough or that I'm not conveying the message to people properly. I just realized that this space was created specifically for me so that I could focus on something else at this moment. It means that the universe arranged things so that I would look at myself from a different perspective. I opened a textbook to learn something new, visited someone, did something thorough simply. Since I had free time because there were no trainings, I went on a journey and gained new knowledge. During these journeys, someone would be sitting next to me in the neighboring seat. He says, hey, let's go. Let's have a personal session with you. Let's go. Or, for example, as soon as I start to go do something else, clients start to appear for me. It's just magnetic. That's how it works. Only when I do something truly different, circumstances form in such a way that I don't necessarily need to do this particular thing right now, but rather I need to do something else entirely. So, if you don't have any clients at the present moment, please don't, pardon my language, don't mess with your own head. In other words, give yourself a genuine chance to look at this entire situation differently. Socialize. Maybe show yourself more, open up your sensitivity, maybe go to some trainings, pay yourself to develop your sensitivity. I don't know, work on yourself, do whatever you want, but under no circumstances should you torment yourself thinking you did something wrong. You're fine, that's the truth. There's no such thing as you having done something wrong to yourself. That's for sure. Question.
A very interesting question.
There's another question coming up.
A very interesting question. Someone, it turns out...
Maybe you could go live, wave to everyone. I don't know, just say hi.
Just for a bit.
Go ahead. Lera will be here soon.
Good night, everyone.
Go ahead. It's already 1 in the morning.
Yes, it's already 1 in the morning. Interesting question. It's nice you watch me when I do my blog. Usually Vadim runs the blog.
A girl is asking, where is the line between material things and service? A girl named Dasha, she saw in my stories that I was writing a script until late at night, editing reels and all that. Guys, I'm just a workaholic. That's just my energy. For me, through work, I receive a huge amount of different energy. It's, well, my essence. So either trauma or my essence, I don't know. Vadim can explain it better. That's it. She says, but this is work, meaning it brings in people who will then come to courses, learn about you, about us, and so on. Where exactly is the line between serving people and achieving business goals? Where is that line between the spiritual and the pursuit of achievement? At least that's how I understood the question. And if there are any clarifications to it, then...
Well, the line is very, very thin, right? There are resources and energy for everything. That's very important. So it's important not to drive yourself into the ground and not to be exhausted. Because whenever Lera would ask me, where the heck do you get so much energy from, I remember, I'll never forget, I arrived in Kazakhstan, in Almaty. First I had a training, then another training, a short program in the evening, and then the next day there was a course from morning till night,
A 2-day course.
a comprehensive 2-day course. Between after the completion of the course, I would schedule, I still had 1 or 2 personal coaching sessions, and then I had a significant number of requests, numerous requests, yes, and in a single day I would typically do 10. How many exactly did I have?
7 maximum.
7 sessions. I worked for 12 hours a day, each and every day.
7 times 2 is 14.
And it was really quite intense. It was very powerful and it was quite energy consuming. And people were paying money. And yet, there were 2 things. First, people wanted to get this knowledge and get something from me while I was on tour, right? And I understood that if I didn't have the energy, I wouldn't do it. That's all there is to it. So I worked exactly as much as I was able to work. If you wake up and you have no strength, how can you work with people? You are in service. So work as much as you are able to work. That's the line. You need to have energy for everything. And I'm always fully charged. As soon as I help people, I get even more energy. More, come on, who else? I give, and it's not hard for me. But not everyone is like me, you understand, right? Everyone has a different energy structure, capacity for giving, for channeling, and so on. So you should go by how you feel. That's all there is to it.
Since you invited me, can I add my 2 cents as a stickler and entrepreneur?
Go ahead.
Business is always an extension of the entrepreneur's nervous system. For a spiritual person, doing business strict, tough, time-bound seems almost impossible to me, just based on what I've seen. A spiritual person's business is more about flow. The main task for a person who operates in flow is to catch those flows within their business. And since it's an extension of your nervous system, the question is, what is your state like? How is your energy? Secondly, if this is your business and you have a goal in it, then what is your purpose for running this business? Money is energy. Money comes to a goal. What energizes you? I observe Vadim. He has this inner. I'm amazed. I'll always say that you get up at 6 in the morning and you're like, I woke up and went to bed in a dream, because you have this thirst for life, this desire to help people. It's so genuine. It radiates from you so much that I'm in awe of my man and so on. That's what he's passionate about. What will be your goal specifically for you so that money comes to you? That's a question worth thinking about. Besides our goal, I don't know, is it for us? Is it travel? Yeah, for us it's travel and freedom. That's what brings us money.
Well, I am passionate, yes. I've always had, when I was little, my father was sick from radiation and he used to take me all over the Soviet Union to all the sites where he measured and managed spacecraft. And starting, I don't know, from Moscow, back then, even Transcarpathia, ending with Kamchatka, I traveled extensively all over those diverse regions, and I just can't imagine my life without traveling. That's why, naturally, it's very important for me to share my knowledge not only in Russia, but also abroad, and I'm passionate about it. That's why I gained an English-speaking audience. That's why I broadcast in English and so on. I find it interesting. I'm interested. And it's important that you also set boundaries. I can say this, yes. While there's such an opportunity, I want to say that in December, I'm really moving to a whole new level. I'll let you in on a secret.
Well, if it's not coming, then don't say.
All right. There will be some really cool experiments. I will have very very powerful equipment, yes, for measuring a person's energy structure. And I'm also moving into science. I want to certify my method in Russia and worldwide through scientific institutes. So my Neurowave method is not just some kind of empty talk. I want this knowledge to spread all over the world. I mean, since I have a PhD, I've been in education for 20 years, and since you understand what science is, I understand what education is. I built my own institute with my father, college. I have 1,000 graduates, real accreditation. So I understand how to build a system, and that's why I can present this knowledge. And now I will have equipment. Yes, I won't just wave my hands around. I'll be making diagrams, I'll be conducting research, and I'll be passing this knowledge on to you as well. I'll be showing how it's done, and I'll be bringing you together. Why am I talking about community? Because that's where we'll be conducting these experiments, including with your abilities, with the gifts that you have.
Here's a question. Can your method be used to work with relatives and with your own children using Neurowave?
You can work with any relative's children, whoever. That's it. Just understand what kind of effect this will have. First of all, children are energetically connected to you no matter what. They are in the same energy field as you. That's it. And the effect of this will be somewhat blurred. That's it. On one hand, the effect will be strong, but on the other hand, because the energy exchange is so intense, it will also reflect back on you. You won't be able to act as a master. You'll still be exchanging energies here. That's why a mother often says to her child, I wish I were sick instead of you. Right? And to take something upon herself, some illness from her child, from her mother, father, or some other relative, this is an example of that. So, yes, this does happen. And the second point, of course, is a certain skepticism from your relatives, especially your parents, when you start involving grandparents, or someone else, or your husband, who is a doubting Thomas, right? And he says, oh, come on, nothing will work out, right? Naturally, in this case, there will be no result, right? So, yes, I also have to say that you do need to be careful with this.
Now, I'll answer a few questions regarding where and how Vadim travels and which cities he visits. We always have the most up-to-date schedule in our group. We're currently working on a web swell. It's practically in progress already. As for upcoming trips, Vadim will commute flying to Baku.
I'll fly to Baku on the 6th. I have training there on the 8th and 9th. And on the 7th, I'll be holding personal sessions.
Right. Baku, then Moscow. In December and January, we'll be in Moscow, and in January, there will be Bahrain. If you want to organize trainings, write to Vadim or me. We'll discuss all questions. No need to waste airtime on me.
Mention Thailand. Say about Thailand.
Yes, come visit us in Thailand.
Thailand, the villas are absolutely gorgeous. It's very beautiful there.
Retreats are incredible, honestly. We live like one big family. I believe, well, my husband says I'm the best guide in the world. We go to waterfalls, we practice, we eat at the same table, we learn, we share experiences. Retreat is warmth, it's sunshine, it's amazing, it's deep inner work. So, come to Thailand, guys, seriously. Until December 15th, we also have the lowest price. After December 15th, the price goes up. You can check the website or write to me. A girl is asking, how can you tell if you have a gift? Is it worth to learn if you don't have abilities? Vadim has a great practice for determining whether you have any superpowers. It was posted in the channel a few messages ago. It's also in the pinned message. There's a 12-minute podcast there. You can go, get it from the bot, listen to it, and catch your own insights. That's it.
All right, yes. But in any and all cases, your truly remarkable gift will be prominently highlighted for you. If you genuinely felt something by sheer accident, it's absolutely not accidental. If something happened somehow, how exactly did you put it precisely? If you think you sense something, it means you're not just imagining it there. Let that be an interesting phrase. If you think you sense something, it means you're not just imagining it. That's exactly the gift you need to follow. So, like,
Tell your story.
the feeling, which one exactly?
How did your triggers come to you?
Well, which one exactly?
The non-ecological story.
The non-ecological one? All right, taking this opportunity, I'll share a secret with you. I discussed the non-ecological story with Vera today. She said, can I tell you this story of mine? How I realized that I am a body therapist and that I can help people And this didn't happen when I was 18. It's a path of awareness. When I became an adult, all right? Back then, as a kid, I practiced a bit, did some things. Yes, I had a gap of 25 years. So when I finished at 18, I went on to do other things, build businesses, raise kids, did things to benefit people. But there was a particular moment, my ex-girlfriends, during intimate moments of sex, when I started doing something quite specific with my hands. What I truly mean is, when I would gently place my hands on their chests for a subtle vibration, especially in this particular area, I started carefully putting my hand there, and at that precise moment, some kind of profound catharsis would invariably happen. The girls would often start crying, they would genuinely begin to weep, and I honestly didn't understand what the hell was truly going on at that time. At that precise moment, that was indeed the very significant trigger that actually happened. On the one hand, I could have easily gone into that deep trauma and told myself that I was truly less than human, that I was someone who regrettably hurts other people, right? I caused pain, people cry because of me. But I went further. I'm curious about these things, and I said, interesting. I started asking questions. What was going on there? Why are you crying? They started telling me about their pain, about being raped, about their father beating them, and so on. And I realized that I was the one bringing this out in people, and it was opening up their pain. And then I started asking myself, who is this person? And who does this kind of work? What are these people called, the ones who can draw pain out of a person's body? So I started searching online accordingly. It didn't immediately occur to me that these are body therapists. Yes, there are different kinds of them. You understand perfectly well that there are all sorts of therapists. And yes, that was the unfolding of my gift at that moment, that I can extract blocks in this way. And now I share this as knowledge because I don't know anyone else. And I wasn't taught this. I simply went through this myself, and now I pass this knowledge on to other people. I don't know if anyone else even shares this kind of knowledge at all. In principle, now I have a foundation. I see what people are doing. I don't have a single person who works with the same kind of blocks, right? Who extracts psychological traumas in the same way. Maybe there's something similar out there, but honestly, I don't know. That's why I took this as my foundation. I accepted it, yes. And now I've developed a system, and I'm already sharing it with you in my practices.
Let's do two questions. I think you can wrap it up.
Let's do two questions. Maybe someone else wants to say something, right?
Let's do two questions. Delia, our graduate, writes, holding the hara during a session. What can you say about this? This is practiced in osteopathy. The hara is the body's energy center, a kind of reservoir of vital energy. We have the state of a master here, right?
Well, I don't create some kind of extensive reservoir of vital energy where I constantly need to meticulously maintain a certain level of protection from various entities, evil spirits, malevolent demons, or someone who could potentially invade me, steal my precious energy, drain it completely, or do something else entirely. That's precisely it. Just don't think about it. Basically, whatever you focus your thoughts on, that's what will happen. People ask, how do you protect yourself? How do you transfer energy? I don't at all. I'm like clear, pure water with no impurities. Sometimes I'm water, sometimes I'm air. That's why everything passes through, gets blown away.
Could you please tell me, do you eat meat, dairy, eggs? We eat everything.
We eat everything. We drink beer.
Rarely, if at all.
Rarely, yes, but it happens. Right now, I've stopped drinking beer. I don't want to, and I can't. That's it. But I'm omnivorous. That's it. Yes. I want to say that the more you think about it, like if you just ate some meat and think you won't have energy conductivity, then that's exactly what will happen. Your conductivity will decrease. Doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter. What we eat always matters. It's not just on a physical level, not just that you might potentially get food poisoning from eating something bad. But of course, the less you clog up your physical body with various harmful toxins and impurities, the better it conducts vital energy. That's precisely why I think you shouldn't stuff yourself with excessively large amounts of meat. That's it.
Overeating.
Just overeating.
This one-off junk food, you see.
Yes. You just need to eat everything in moderation. In general, you shouldn't overeat. That's it. And also, don't force yourself into veganism. That's it. If you want to be vegan, go ahead. But, I mean, don't force yourself to do anything.
Everything is very individual. You should give your body what it wants.
There's just one another question.
Well, about nutrition, about restrictions before practices.
I'm giving you feedback right now. That is, you have the opportunity to say something, to ask a question live. Everyone has a little microphone there. So the first person click on the microphone and say hi to me and Vera, or ask any question you have.
Yes, I'll be turning it on from my phone. This is raising your hand, guys.
Or you can simply raise your hand and so on. Yes. So I can answer any questions that you might have right now, and then we will end the broadcast.
2 hours. 60 people sit for 2 hours.
2 hours. Yes. I thought it would be 40 minutes, but since...
About... Oh, guys.
Yes.
Mariana or Andre, come on. You can just say, hello there.
Yes, hello.
I am very glad to see and hear you. I started watching with such enthusiasm and then fell asleep. But I heard everything.
Andre, where exactly do you live, if you don't mind me asking? Tell people where you're broadcasting from.
I'm broadcasting from a small village in
Bartley, a place not far from Southampton in England.
These guys were just with us as a couple on a family retreat in Bali, our favorite.
We stayed there. It truly feels like we're just drawn there by some kind of powerful magnet, like iron to a strong magnet. So I sincerely hope we'll see each other again in Thailand. Thank you very much indeed. All right, let's do it. Thank you, dear. Thank you for getting in touch.
Glad to hear from you.
Yeah, glad to hear from you.
People are also commenting that they've gone into some kind of profound trance. I think that even, it doesn't really matter what you said today. It's about the energy, the flow that's being channeled, and everyone gets their own insights. A lot of women wrote about that too. We just want to thank everyone.
It's hard to keep this up for 2 hours.
Everyone is saying that while they were listening intently to you, valuable information was truly coming to them. So many words of gratitude.
You're truly welcome. There you go. Let's have someone else.
Anya, your microphone on.
Anya, it's on, yes. Andre has disconnected. It's all good, yes.
Thank you so much. In one breath, I didn't actually notice that 2 hours had passed. Every word goes straight to the heart. Thanks a lot. There is just one thing I want to know for myself. Is it possible to take your training online or only in person?
Oh.
What? Oh, so yes, Anya, it was indeed possible online. We have now decided to close this topic for now here. So I don't leave any yes. It's better if you turn off your microphone now. I don't cut off personal connections or contact with the personal line. I always do that, and I hold personal sessions. But as for an online training course, to truly become a master, really become a master, and truly feel it, that's simply impossible. We do have a recorded course. Yes, it's still available. It's still available, yes. Dalia, tell us about it.
Well, look, we're not completely overhauling our online strategy right now because, well, Vadim has already shared the news. There is, a dream, a goal to make everything, let's say, more official, to conduct research using equipment, and so on. We want to create a large 2 or 3 month program specifically on body therapy using the Neurowave method with advanced training, certification, official documentation, and so on. It will include both contact and non-contact, remote methods. This will require some preparation time because we need to write the methodology, come to a consensus, discuss things including with you, yes, and with the audience's requests. So possibly we'll get started on this by January or February, but the price will reflect that since it will be a full-fledged 3 month training program.
Well, yes. I'm talking about the format that is still available to us right now, right? because these are just pre-recorded video lessons. And people ask, is this a master course? No, it's not a master course. Yes, you will be able to learn how to launch the neural wave using these videos. Yes, you will be able to feel it, but to become a master, no. What we're launching now in the project, we let how long? 3 months, right? That's what we decided.
Yes.
3 months. 3 months, yes. We will be announcing that a bit later, because right now we are actively conducting important research and will soon be preparing certified online master's programs. That's a little bit later, so please be patient.
Right now, until December 1st, you can purchase the recorded lesson packages. It costs 25,000 without feedback. There is an analysis of one contact technique, where Vadim thoroughly breaks down this technique on a model. There's also a practice package for 6,990, an emergency first aid kit, and a closed channel for 2,290. On December 1st, we will completely remove these packages. First come, first served, that's it. And on December 1st, we are launching the community because we want to focus more on the masters, on uniting, expanding, and helping you open up. That's why we started the podcasts and we host live streams. I think even those who have been watching us lately.
We're doing a lot, yes. You have no idea how much we're growing. All my competitors, acquaintances, and so on are amazed by what's happening. I gladly make friends with everyone, exchange ideas, share, and invite people to my practices. That's it. And we have a big and serious project. We will launch this online product. That's for sure, 100%. That's it. Just a little later, give us a couple of months for this stage. Another question, please. Who else?
Hold on a second. A woman just received 550,000 on her cards while she was listening to the broadcast. She said, "This is a sign. Irina Merkulova giving you access now, allowing you to speak." Yes. You can turn on your microphone. Irina, please press the button again to turn on your microphone. Here. And now I also gave Marina access so that they could talk. Turn on your microphone and come out.
Someone, either Irina or Marina, turn it on. Yes, what time is it now?
Hello, I'm Marina. Yes. I wanted to ask you, Vadim, what can you say about the access bars and access facelift methods? Is this something similar to yours, or are these completely different things? I think you are also, well, familiar with this method.
Well, of course, yes. I'm familiar with almost all the methods because students come to me from there, from different methods, right? Moreover, I'm really curious. I personally try everything on myself. I say, well, go ahead, show me. There you go. So they did access bars on me, and I tried all of that myself too. It's all interesting.
We even had people come to a course from access bars. Seriously, honestly, guys, I don't think there's a single practitioner or a single field in the world that hasn't already come to our courses. We've had all kinds of seers, channelers, access bars practitioners, Reiki, Kundalini, CAP, Kundalini activation in every spelling, with all the patterns, with all the methodologies. We just...
Let me answer the question. So about access bars, that's a different technique. I'm not going to talk about what that is. I'll just talk about how my approach is quite different. Okay, the essential point is that we work with the entire body and its subtle vibrations, considering all its various and intricate aspects. We activate physical vibrations, triggers through impulses, through reflexes. We give the entire body the opportunity to truly reflect deeply, for the whole body to experience new and very profound emotions. And that's very important indeed. And not to drift off into a kind of semi-meditative state, which is what happens with accessories that are more about subtle fine-tuning adjustments. In other words, I don't give a person a chance or not to get an insight. If someone comes, they will definitely have a significant and valuable insight that's very important. In access bars, it's often not always possible to reach some deep energetic sensations, because there it's more about sensitive, subtle tuning. That's truly kind of the point.
All right. I'd like to ask another question now. So now you are opening a community for 990 rubles. Does that mean this community is mainly for those individuals who have already studied with you, bought some of your trainings, or perhaps even tutoring, right? Or, for example, I am body therapist specializing in access and facelift, plus I am also a quantum psychologist, right? Well, I do quantum analysis and constellations. How would this be useful for me? Will it be more of a general overview? Or if I join your community, will I be getting some new insights and tips where even without a master's diploma, meaning the qualification, the master in your method, I could still get something extra?
Yes, that's an important point. Thank you. Marina, thank you so much for asking, because I didn't cover that. Because I just said everyone come join. Right. But now, more specifically, right? People who simply feel that they truly need this.
Sensitive people.
You feel that you want to be among those people who have realized that something in their body, in their sensations, in their abilities, in their gift should be different. It's not just practitioners who are already doing something. These are individuals who simply possess the genuine desire, the profound desire to be among truly like-minded people. Yes, people who think quite differently, who are very conscious. That is all indeed.
So the price will be affordable.
But I don't know the price. I wanted to set it at 5,000 rubles. Lero said, let's set it at 1,000 rubles because, let's get more people involved. Well, all my trainings usually cost more.
This is the first month. We're really curious ourselves to see how this will turn out, because in fact, the people who join first will be the ones helping to shape the concept of the community. For us, this is an experiment. We want it to be easy, fun, and useful. So how will it go? What will it be like? When we publish the broadcasts, I post all the links together, maybe right now or maybe a little later, a few hours after the broadcast. That's it. But yes, the goal for people who don't feel yet is, first and foremost, for you to be able to communicate with each other, to learn how to express your gift, and to build up that very level of confidence that Vadim talked about, and to exchange, to expand. This is where the important question of a safe space truly comes in, where everyone is a little bit out there, and perhaps someone is even more out there than you, so to speak, so that you have this feeling of being completely at home and at the very same time, so that you can fully participate in it. Not some training that costs 50 or 100,000, but a regular small amount that's not a burden for anyone, considering our average income in Russia and so on. That's it. So that you could stay for a long time, and we could go on this journey together for 6 months, a year. Naturally, everyone else who joins later will come in at a higher price. Their monthly subscription will be higher because there will be more material. But right now, you can be there at the very beginning and do this together with us. Help us make it happen. That's it.
Cool. That was a great way to put I'd help us make it happen. Let's help each other.
Let's do it.
Yes, let's help each other share this knowledge. So let's probably do it this way after all.
Let's give it a try.
Let's try. It's interesting. Thank you. Next question. Yes, thank you. Dimitri, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Yes, my name is Dmitry, last name Solovyov. Look, there's just a bit of backstory here that's interesting. For about a month, actually less than a month, I've been following you. So here's a story about bodily practices. This topic has probably been following me for several years now. I've also practiced Tantra. Well, Tantra is, how should I put it, more complicated. Yeah, and here I was honestly surprised when my friend told me, look, Vadim is doing these practices. I watched literally a couple of videos and realized, damn, this is something I'm ready to do for free. So what is it, your favorite thing? What are you ready to do? And today, Vadim, you also started talking about what's yours and what's not. Yeah, and literally today, an acquaintance of mine also told me that she had a dream about me, that I have some kind of gift for healing with my hands. Well, maybe it's just a coincidence or something else, I don't know. Yeah, so what's the question? It's that I wanted to find out, you mentioned removing blocks, right? So there's a master course, can you do it in that course, right? Can you go through it right away, or is it better to take a separate course? Today you also mentioned that there's an opportunity to remove blocks. That separately costs 35,000.
Dim, yeah, I think you've already paid, haven't you? So in December, you will definitely be in my course.
I haven't paid yet. I'm planning to pay. Yeah, I haven't paid yet.
For those who just joined on the 13th, no, not the 13th, the 15th. From December 15th to 17th, the master's course will be the last one this year, in December, yes. And we definitely work through blocks in the course. It's not a special course just about blocks. I've only had that kind of course once before.
3 times, not in Russia.
Yes, not in Russia. But we still work through blocks. I still talk about them. I personally teach them. But there, it will indeed be quite truly comprehensive. There will be both contact and non-contact techniques and blogs as well. There, you'll get a bit of everything, and it's truly great that you are joining. You'll be able to, let's say, immediately put your abilities to use, right? If you have them, it'll go faster.
Yeah, it would be truly great, of course, to jump in for 3 full days at once and really understand what it's all about.
For 3 days, we have 1 day for contact and the second day for blocks, roughly speaking. No, the very first day is entirely about blocks. First and foremost, we absolutely and completely knock out everyone's self-doubt, fears, anxieties, negativity, and all those persistent worries. Yeah, as soon as you arrive, I simply do not let anyone stay calm in that particular state for very long. On the first day, all the nonsense gets knocked out of you. And the second day is contact. We go through contact techniques, initiation, and releasing overflow. And the third day is for non-contact techniques. I also frequently invite models, and perhaps some of you, my dear friends, would genuinely like to come and participate on the 17th or on the 16th in the evening for a full half a day after lunch as models. But I never invite models for free, because it's not just anyone practicing on youth. These individuals are already becoming true, accomplished masters. So I have set a fee of 5,000 rubles so that you can truly have some of your own blocks worked out and be completely filled with renewed energy. Anyone who genuinely wants to can come for the second part of this session. To be a model, that's how it is. Any more questions next one? Yes.
I don't know. There's no avatar visible. Instead of a name, there is a maple leaf. Man or woman, you can turn on your microphone.
Is it right here?
This lovely maple leaf is about to speak with us right now.
Got it. Well, go ahead and turn it on then.
If not, then Mariana has also requested access to the microphone. We have just listened to Andre.
Mariana, turn on your microphone. Let's be quick. Respect each other's time.
I want to actually ask, where exactly will your final training of the year take place, as you had previously mentioned?
The last training will be held in Moscow. In Moscow, from the 15th to the 17th. Yes.
All right then. Well, if no one else is going to be joining us at this moment, we can certainly get started now.
Hey guys. Hi.
Oh, hi. First we talked to your husband. Now it's you.
Hello, dear ones. I just had to say it's really nice to see and hear you all. Hi, kisses to you all. Sending the same hearts to all of you, really to everyone. Listen, what can I say? Well, my husband was my ears just now. I had to step away. I don't regret it, because I know you'll have the recording. I will listen to everything very carefully because this topic is really close to me right now. So thank you so very much for doing this truly important and insightful broadcast, because it turned out that my husband and I went, so to speak, with our own deeply personal pain to these truly wonderful and compassionate people indeed. And it turned out that something else, something I've known all my entire life, is truly inside me, and it was revealed there thanks to them.
And it will keep unfolding.
Yes, and that's precisely why. So if anyone is truly hesitating at all, please don't hesitate, just go to them. I'll just say that right away.
Thank you very much indeed.
Go to them. They are absolutely very bright, really very unique people. So don't be afraid of anything. If anyone is truly and genuinely unsure, if you're hesitating or not quite certain if this particular opportunity is indeed for you or not, please forget all of those doubts and simply run to them without hesitation. And we will most certainly meet again. We want to come to Thailand.
You're just going to make me cry again.
Cry, it's okay to cry. Lera, it's okay.
It's okay.
Lera, it's okay.
Hugs to you all, everyone.
Hugging you, squeezing you guys. Thank you so much. That's it. Take care. Kisses. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Do you have this mastery this year? What about the actual price? The exact price of it?
When is the price? When? Moscow?
Yes. Do you have some kind of promotions or what? Or
No, there are no promotions for...
the price is going up, Thailand.
The price for Thailand will go up. It will be 1,800. It's 1,500 now.
That's for Thailand?
Thailand, 1,500 is from February 6th to 10th. Moscow is 120,000 for 3 days. 3 days that's specifically for the therapist, not just the master. Now we've shifted our focus. I understand that here we'll be leaning more towards not just a Neurowave master, but specifically a body therapist using the Neurowave method. That's the exact qualification we'll be giving, so you can confidently practice and apply your skills effectively.
And is this indeed patented by you, right?
It's exclusively patented by me. There's nothing quite like it anywhere else in the world yet. We haven't applied for any government licenses, certifications, and so on yet. There's no need. The main thing that matters right now is the result. So the documents are not of any official government standard. This is my document, it's my right, it's, let's say, my area of expertise. That's it.
Intellectual property.
Intellectual property. So I currently have patent rights, and I'm just registering a trademark. So for now, that's how it is, and later we'll do furthermore.
We're in the process. All right, we have Raisa next. And then Glia.
Hello, I would like to join your training to go through it. I'm a massage therapist, osteopath myself. I've been an expert in this field for over 35 years, and I also studied both in person and remotely, and it truly worked both ways. And I also know that I have even more knowledge within me. Of course, I would like to take your course and unlock my abilities further, because I love learning. I'm 53 years old. I can't live without studying. I'm drawn to it. I want to unlock even more knowledge.
53 years old. Last time, I had two people. In the last course, there was a man who was 64 years old. I even had someone 67 years old study for the master level with me. So, you see, there really are no limits. People, yes. That's why it's great when you already have a foundation, when you are already a massage therapist. What can I possibly say? If there's feedback,
There is a method of education.
yes, all the more. I say, just follow your response, follow your calling. Yes, there's a desire. I want to, so if you want to, come. That's it.
Yes,
It has to be genuine.
I really do want to, but I truly need to know exactly where to find your information, where precisely can I find you. Because I kept watching, I ended up on your page 2 or 3 times, and then I would somehow lose track of it. And so I was looking for you all the time, constantly searching for your content.
You are naturally on my page now. So there is a schedule pinned to the profile header.
Yes.
And there are links to all the programs, to anything you want. As a last resort, write me a private message and I'll send it to you. Personal message.
Yes. I would be very grateful.
Please.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
So
Who else? Delia, come on.
I asked,
You need to turn on the microphone now. Yes. I really cannot hear you at all. You can hear it now, can't you? Yes?
can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, Vadim, Lera. I am very glad to see and hear you. Yes. And to me, I'm sending you one too. It's true, you can't see me, right?
No, we can see you.
But can you hear me at all?
We can hear you. Everyone can hear. Yes, we have about 50 people on the air.
I wanted to ask a question. You said that now there will be a department, well, like a new type of certificate. And our existing certificates, does it turn out that they're already not, like you said, not a full student, not a full well? How is it exactly? So does that mean they're invalid or something? Or are you really going to reissue them once again?
I'll explain now. Yes, nothing like that will happen. Nothing will be invalid. All the people who studied with me, you are all recorded in the register, in my register. I remember everyone. I know everyone.
I love you all very much.
Yes, you can officially show your certificates, present yourselves as truly possessing my established method. You are my trusted and dedicated representatives. You have studied diligently with me. You profoundly know this. It's just that your competence keeps steadily and continuously growing. Right now, I'm telling this to everyone, including Delia. The knowledge I pass on keeps increasing. That is, I learn something new every single time. I learn from you. I gain valuable new experience. And I offer this opportunity on a much deeper level. If you attended my course just once and then come to the very same course again, so to speak, the one you've already taken, it will be completely and utterly different. That's what I'm talking about. So
Foundation is the same.
the foundation, the base is the same, but there will be new techniques, more new techniques, and so on. But the core of launching the neural wave and the methods remains the same everywhere. Absolutely. It's just expanded.
Thank you. And I have another question. I missed a little bit. My internet was acting up a bit. About that community you mentioned, as I understand it, it's not just for masters, but also for those who want to become masters, right? And how will we share that? So, for example, if there are masters and non-masters who haven't studied yet, what exactly will we be sharing there? I didn't quite understand.
I'll explain everything to you in detail. That's it. Yes, there are several.
It's just that, unfortunately, I didn't really watch from the very beginning.
Yes, the goal is simply to connect sensitive people with each other. There will be podcasts, there will be one live broadcast per month, and there will be a weekly practice. So, first of all, let's talk about what 990 rubles per month actually is, right? This isn't some kind of super serious, in-depth training where 350 mentors work with you 8 hours a day. I mean, after all, right? If a person truly knows how to take, they will certainly get what they need from, well, honestly, from just about anything. So the goal is to bring you together and give you an opportunity to grow. The real question is, what exactly will we learn and how will we share? Everyone has a different gift, a different talent. Sometimes it's enough just to come and say, hey, you also have this quality and that one. So a person starts to believe in themselves. So after the broadcast, once we publish the recording, I'll write out the main points in detail. And I'll repeat, we will be creating this community together because we're launching it for the first time and we want it to be lively, dynamic, and transformational. So if you have any ideas, you're more than welcome to share them. Let's build something great together.
Also, about the community created, where all the masters we trained with are, I've lost track and can't find it anymore. Could you please send me the link then later?
Just message me privately, Lily. Send me a private message and I'll add you.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Thank you.
Our last one is Ira, right? Irina Merkulova, I've given you the opportunity to speak. Listen, you don't need to understand. Just turn on your microphone, please. So I guess we'll listen to Ira now. It's already been 2.5 hours.
Can you hear me now?
So, can anyone be heard? Who? Let me check now.
Well, please go ahead and speak.
Yes, Ira, we can hear you, yes.
Question. So basically, I also had a dream about 15 years ago, Daria, that I should do massage. My hands are very sensitive. That is, through my hands, I can sense what's happening in the body and what I need to do. But lately, this sensitivity has disappeared. It's just gone somewhere. And now my hands hurt. I even get shooting pains in them. What could this be? Do you have any idea?
Well, you always need to ask your body. So, when you do this, why does the body get blocked? Because you're doing this under the influence of some other energies. That's it. And your focus in life has somehow truly shifted. Not to work with people, but you've significantly redirected your valuable energy somewhere else entirely. Perhaps towards acquiring more tangible material possessions or focusing on other individuals and their needs. That's precisely it. So, whenever energy accumulates, building up over time, there will always be a corresponding source or point where it will inevitably be drained or released. That's the fundamental principle. So, when there is absolutely no available energy for, as you can clearly understand, well, I'm not entirely sure if I should just state it directly and explicitly. Sometimes people simply don't have the energy to meet up with friends, to socialize, because they're caught up in their demanding work. There's no time or energy left to truly relax and unwind. Well, it's simply because you're busy with something else entirely. That's essentially and completely it. So you need to ask yourself, where is your energy draining to? Where is it going? What is it that no longer genuinely excites you, something you used to do regularly and enthusiastically before? That's basically it. That's it. So you should always truly Ask yourself this whenever something significantly changes in your body, in your sensations, in your practices. Always ask yourself, where is my energy truly going? What am I living for right now? What genuinely interests you? And then you'll then find the right questions yourself. That's it. Because looking for answers from other people there are truly no answers there. Perhaps you should try practicing something else. Yes. That's why I say, come to my practices, let's try it out, see for yourself. Well, put your hands on a person's body there. You can you'll come as a model, for example, right? If you don't have a lot of money for the course, come to the smaller practice sessions, take a look, test it out. Okay? On the 15th, 16th, or 17th of November or December. That's it. So, in any case, you need to do something. You'll see what interests you, and then you'll definitely find your own energy. That's what interest is. That's how it is.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Are there any more questions? Go ahead. Oh, let's do it this way. If you have a question, turn on your microphone and speak someone, the last one.
You need to raise your hand first. So, we have Tatiana.
Tatiana, I'm listening.
She'll be the last one today, the very last. Turn on your microphone. Oh, and also Elena, great.
Well, let's address all the questions.
So, first we have Tatiana, then we have Elena, and then we have Ruslan.
Go ahead, I'm listening. So, who's first?
Извините, пожалуйста, не готова говорить об этом. Не готова говорить об этом, извините, пожалуйста. В следующий раз.
Давайте кто другой, Руслан, да.
Вы меня слышите, да?
Да.
Краснодарский край. Вот. Ребята, а будет проводиться в Краснодарском крае у вас семинары? Нет? Может, в Ростовской области?
Пока не планируется. Чтобы был где-то проводился семинар, группа должна быть. Ради одного человека не поеду.
То есть, если наберется группа, а сколько человек группа должна быть?
10 человек.
10 человек. Угу.
Да.
Хорошо.
И либо в Москву приезжайте. У меня вот курс будет 15-17 ноября.
15?
Ноября сейчас, декабря, да.
А стоимость, извините, еще какая? Просто бегал тут, прослушал.
3 дня курс на терапевта 120 тысяч рублей.
Ага, все, спасибо.
Да, пожалуйста.
Спасибо большое.
Так, и последняя у нас Елена была.
Да, здравствуйте. Вот,
так, Руслан, да, секундочку. Руслана, выключи микрофон, минутку, все. Да, выключила. Елена, слушаем вас.
Да, вот из Ростова рядом с Русланом, но еду в Москву на курс 15 числа. Вот, а у меня сейчас вопрос просто такой быстрый появился. Вы сказали, что маленький курс 15, 16, 17, а есть еще большой?
Нет.
Маленький, я не говорил 15. Я говорил, что можно быть моделью на этом курсе.
Все,
моделью, да, на краткую программу после обеда, чтобы те, кто становится мастерами, быть в качестве модели, чтобы им блоки раскрыли, чтобы почувствовали в себе ощущение нейроволны, блока и так далее. Это послеобеденное время 16 и 17 числа. И стоимость этой практики 5000 рублей. Вот что я говорил.
Все, теперь все понятно. То, что я думаю, такая, еду на курс, думаю, как маленький, как так? Все, хорошо.
Нет, это большой. Есть еще больше. Это ретрит называется в Таиланде. Вот, да.
Потом уже, посмотрим. Все, хорошо, спасибо, вопросов.
Спасибо, увидимся 15-го, да.
А можно маленький вопрос? Маленький. А можно в качестве модели прийти?
Конечно.
Можно?
Могу в качестве модели прийти?
Можно. Диля, а для мастеров у нас 50% скидка.
Ты вообще у нас прилетаешь.
Да? Ладно, хорошо.
Для тех, кто прошел наши курсы, 50% скидка. Всегда это остается.
Все, кто хочет пройти модели, во-первых, еще будет обязательно анонс у Вадима в сторис во всех социальных сетях. По поводу записи на модели можете написать Вадиму, можете написать мне, кому вам удобно, кому больше нравится. Вот, все условия расскажем, да, контакты скинем, реквизиты скинем, приходите.
Да.
В честь 5-летия в декабре мне будет, не будет скидки. Это уж так, шутка, конечно, но мало ли.
Не знаю. Мы вместе обсудим.
Ох, так.
Так,
Тартана.
хорошо. Вопрос еще у кого? Быстренько, быстренько. Все.
Спустя 4 часа. Ну что, друзья, будем
Все, друзья, финалем. Спасибо, что вы были с нами. Я действительно жду вас в различных вариантах общения. Сообщество, которое мы сделаем за 1000 рублей. Не знаю, в Москве, там, не знаю, вариантов много. И курс, либо модель.
В любой точке мира.
В точке мира. Прилетайте на ретрит там, в Таиланд. Либо просто пиши в личку на вопросы, отвечим каким-то.
Ну, либо в группу. Куда
либо в группу.
Мы на связи.
Или просто смотрите на ютубе мои видео. И сторисы. Все, спасибо вам, друзья. До свидания. До новых встреч.
Все, пока-пока. Так.